is held at Mudbidre. And one is that, of course, Best Secretaries Award for the year 21-22, backed by Dr. Sadananda Pujari. And other is Rolling Shield for conducting more number of scientific sessions for the year 21-22. And another third one is for enrolling maximum number of doctors to the Social Security scheme of IMA. So we could do all these things only because of our office bearers' efforts, and of course IMA trust members and office bearers, then AMC and FDA, all these organizations, their office bearers supported us, and also women wing of IMA, they are supported in our programs, and because of their contribution and service, I think we could give a good programs this year. And so I thank one and all who all contributed their might for the betterment of this association in the last 1 year. So I thank one and all for the same, and also at the same time I invite you, all of you, for this installation ceremony. And I will be failing in my duty if I don't take the name of our Sushant, the office boy, he is running around all the time. So I thank him also, and all our last year's patrons or the sponsors throughout the year. And if I am left anyone mentioning, so please take comments. My secretary doesn't. Okay, incoming. Yes, I also welcome the incoming treasurer, Dr. Archit Golur, and treasurer Dr. Nandakishore at the same time. And I thank one and all for for everything you have done to us last year. So with this, I conclude my welcome speech. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, long live IMA.
ಬಾಗಿಲನ್ನು ತೆರೆದು ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡು ಹರಿಯ
ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸಂತರಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠರಾದಂಥ ಕನಕದಾಸರ ಜಯಂತಿ ಇವತ್ತು. ಟುಡೇ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆಸ್ಪಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಡೇ ಆಫ್ ಕನಕದಾಸ. ಸೊ ಈ ದಿನ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕನಕ ಜಯಂತಿಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಈ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಾನು 2020-21 ರಿಪೋರ್ಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡ್ತೇನೆ.
Mangaluru branch. Here we present the activities report for IMA Mangaluru 21-22. We are glad to say that we have successfully completed the tenure of 1 year as office bearers of IMA Mangaluru branch. The installation ceremony of IMA Mangaluru 21-22 batch was held on 26th November 2021 in the presence of Honorable District Commissioner Dr. Rajendra KV and past President of IMA KSB Dr. Suresh Kudva. On the next day of our installation, on 27th November, Mangaluru Relief Society celebrated the Golden Jubilee. Dharmasthala was the chief guest and inaugurated the function. Doctors' Day celebration and felicitation of the renowned doctors from all the branches of physicians.
The current treasurer, Dr. G.K. Bhatt sir, to deliver the treasurer report.
ಯಾವ ಲೆಕ್ಕವಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ವೆಂಕಟರಾಯ ಪ್ರಭುವೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಿರುವಾಗಲೇ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಂದ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವೇಣುಗೋಪಾಲರು. ಹಾಗಿರುವಾಗ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಹೆದರುವವರಲ್ಲ. ಬಹುಶಃ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 2-3 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರವರು. ಹಣದ ಕೊರತೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಬಾಧಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ಉಂಟು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರವನ್ನು ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಣ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಂಡರೂ ನಮಗೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಉಂಟು. ನಂದಕಿಶೋರರ ಹಣದ ಕೊರತೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಂಡು ಬಂದರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಹಣ ಕೊಡದಿದ್ದರು. ಇನ್ನು ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ SP ಅಕೌಂಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ 65,666 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇರುವುದು. ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಉಂಟು ನಂದಕಿಶೋರ್ರೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಗಾರು ತಿಂಗಳು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ 15,048 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರೋಡಾದಲ್ಲಿ 13,947 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ 36,671 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಎಸ್ ಬಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ 65,660 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಖರ್ಚಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. IMA ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಅಂತ 912 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರೋಡಾದಲ್ಲಿ 3,56,449 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಬರೋಡಾದಲ್ಲಿ 5,25,170 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ 50,000ವನ್ನು ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವಿಟ್ಟದ್ದು. ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈ ಲೈಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿನ ಹಣ ನಾವು ಎವರಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರಿಂದ 5,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಣ್ಣಯ್ಯ ಕುಲಾಲರು ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟರು, ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ PRO ಆಗಿರುವಾಗ ನಾವೊಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆವು. ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಫಂಡ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಖರ್ಚಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲವು ಅಗತ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹಣ ತೆಗೆದು ಉಳಿದ ಹಣ 50,000 ನಾವು ಈ IMA ಕಾರ್ಪಸ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿನ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಉಳುಗಡೆಯಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರೆ ಆಪದ್ಬಾಂಧವರಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಖರ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಅಣ್ಣಯ್ಯ ಕುಲಾಲರೆಲ್ಲ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಆವಾಗ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮೊದಲಿನ ಇಷ್ಟುವರೆಗಿನ ಹಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲ. IMA ಲೈಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ನಾವೀಗ 1,512 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗಿನ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಒಂದು 47 ಜನರ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸು, ಅದನ್ನು ವಾಪಸ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಥವರ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ನಮಗೆ ಸರಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇರೋವರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಈಗ ಲೆಟ್ರು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹೀಗೆ 1512ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಫಂಡ್ ಉಳಿಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಉಳಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನದನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಕಳಿಯ ವಿನಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಇನ್ನು ಒರೇಷನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ KR ಕಿಣಿ ಒರೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 5.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಂಟು. ಒಂದು 5 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಯ ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು 50,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು. ಅದನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ 10 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮುಟ್ಟುವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಅದರ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹಣ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಅಮೌಂಟು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಭಟ್ರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಸುಧಾಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಒರೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 11,72,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಂಟು. ಅದು ಅದರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಜೇಶ್ ಬಲ್ಲಾಳ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಯೋಜನೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು 1/3 ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಬಾಕಿದ ಅಮೌಂಟು SPಗೆ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಬಾಕಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೆವು. ಅಂತೂ ಈಗ ಅವರದಲ್ಲಿ 11,72,598 ಉಂಟು. ಇನ್ನು VR ಭಟ್ ಒರೇಷನ್ನ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಉಂಟು, 7,81,164. ಮತ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ KR ಶೆಟ್ಟಿಯವರು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಕುಡವರು ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ 50,000 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರು. ಅದನ್ನು VR ಭಟ್ ಒರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಟೋಟಲು 8,31,164 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಂಟು. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಒರೇಷನ್ ಹಣವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಟ್ಟುವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಒರೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ 25,53,762 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಂಟು. ಇದರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ಸುಧಾಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಬಾಕಿದ್ದದ್ದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೇಕಾದನ್ನು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಒರೇಷನ್ ಅಮೌಂಟು ನಾವು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ SB ಅಕೌಂಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟು 10,88,531 ಮತ್ತು 25,53,762 ಒರೇಷನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ 36,42,293 ಮತ್ತು SB ಅಕೌಂಟಿದ 65,666. ಹಾಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು 11ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿನ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಈ 37,07,959 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಂಟು. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ನಂದಕಿಶೋರಿಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು ಅಣ್ಣಯ್ಯ ಕುಲಾಲರ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆವು. ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು, ನೀವು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ. ಮತ್ತು ಕಷ್ಟಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆ ಹಣ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದವನೇ, ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಉಳಿಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದು ಸತ್ಯಮೂರ್ತಿ ಐತಾಳ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಸದಾನಂದ ಪೂಜಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಣ ಜಿ ಕೆ ಭಟ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಉಂಟು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ತೋರಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈಗ ಉಳಿದದ್ದು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈಗ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವಾಗ ನಾವು ಬರೆದದ್ದು, all day-to-day transactions should be carried out only in the name of Karnataka Bank SB account for office management purpose. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬಂದರೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೋದು, ಅದರಿಂದಲೇ ತೆಗೆಯುವುದು, ಖರ್ಚಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಇನ್ನು ಆಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮನಿ ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ ಟು SB account Bank of Baroda and HFC should be from this account, and remaining balance should be added to previous amount in the same bank before October 31st of every year. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಣವು ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರೋಡಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ HFCಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸುವಂಥನ್ನು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದರೆ ಉಳಿದ 5,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಾವು ಪರ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿನ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಅದು ಲೈಫ್ ಲಾಂಗ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳೀತದೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತಾ. ಇನ್ನು ಆಲ್ ರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರ 13 ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಉಂಟು. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 12,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ರೆಂಟ್. IMA ಆಫೀಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಈಗ ನ್ಯೂರೋ ಸರ್ಜನ್ಸ್ ಇವರು ಬಲ್ಲಾಳ್ ಅವರ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 1,00,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅವರು ಒಮ್ಮೆಯೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಫಾರ್ 10 ಇಯರ್ಸ್. ನಾವು 10 ಇಯರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. 11ನೇ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು ವಾಪಸ್ಸು. 10 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. 1,00,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ 12,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆದರೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷ 10 ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ 2,40,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು 2 ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು 12,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಉಂಟು. ಅದು ಸುಶಾಂತ್ ಹೇಳಿದ, ಈ ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 65,000ಕ್ಕೆ 12,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಉಂಟು. ಇನ್ನು 24,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ಜನ್ಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಉಂಟು. ಅದು ಸತ್ಯಮೂರ್ತಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. 2 ವರ್ಷದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಉಂಟು ನಮಗೆ. ಅವರಲ್ಲೇ ಸರಿ, ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾನು ಆಯ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಂದು ಮುಗಿಯಿತು ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅವಾಗ ಆಯಿತು, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಅದು ಲೇಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. ಮೊದಲೇ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದರೆ ನಾನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಸರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ವಿಮರ್ಶೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಮನವರಿಗಾಗಲಿ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರವನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ನಡೆಯುವುದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗಳ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಣ್ಣಯ್ಯಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ನಾನಿದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನನ್ನದು ಮುಗಿಯಿತು. ಇನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟು, ನೀವು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ನಾವು ಈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಂಡನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್.
Secretary of the Women's Wing, IMA Mangaluru, to deliver their activity report.
Good evening, everyone. I have been forced to take up a Secretary of Women's Wing after the sad demise of our beloved Secretary, who was very efficient, Dr. Sujata Bhatt. So hope I have done little justice to been already covered in the report, so I won't take much time. So the same day, the office bearers of the ladies wing has been Dr. Amrita Bandari was President, Secretary Dr. Sujata Bhatt, and Joint Secretary was Suchitra Shennai. And EC members were Gayatri Bhatt, Ramya, Rashmi Polnaya, Saumya, Sumalata, and myself. So we had lot of activities. One was a webinar by me, and so this is our EC committee meeting which is going on. So we know, like our President Dr. Amrita Bandari was international athlete. So we had lot of activities. One already it has been mentioned in the other, so I'm not going in detail about that. So again, about organ donation, we had one talk by Dr. Ullas Shetty. Yeah, this is the one which I wanted to, because special activities by our ladies wing. So we try to involve all the ladies, because the basic idea of this ladies wing is to involve more of ladies to come to the IMA and also the activities. So one of the activities has been that is on the Girl Child Day. We tried to get the photos of the girl children along with the mothers, and we tried it has been done throughout Karnataka, and we had sent it to the Karnataka office bearers also. So this was a collage what we had done. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇದು ಪ್ರಬಂಧ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸಶಕ್ತ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಸಶಕ್ತ ದೇಶ ಅನ್ನುವ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅರುಣಾ ಇಡಿಯಾಲ್ ಅವರು ಜಡ್ಜಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ವಿನ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ essay competition. Next was break the bias. So again, this was another activity to involve most of the people. So though we couldn't involve all the IMA members, lady members, at least EC members, we have tried to do our best. So hope our activities will be better and will bring other ladies also to the IMA. So Dr. Aruna Ideal, who has been very active and giving most of the things, and Dr. Amrita Bandari, who has given talk for Employees Provident Fund Organization. Getting repeated. Yeah, other activities, the most important activities has been, one is by Dr. Gayatri Bhatt, who has given most of the talks and about the workshops, what she has been doing, and Dr. Sheetal Saur also, this recognition what she got. And one more very important event has been the sports day. Of course, there always used to be IMA tournament, cricket tournament. Along with that, this time we had a throwball tournament, and the winners were Enepoya team. So many other people had a lot of activities, and this is Dr. Anita, who has given a talk, and Sheetal Saur with many achievements. I'm not going again in detail about that. Yeah, this is a very important one, the achievement of our president in the Masters Athletic Championship. Yeah, this is the photo of our president and secretary at Women's WWW conference at Hubli. So we really miss Dr. Sujata, who has been very, very active. So another very important activity has been culturals on Doctors' Day, for which all the colleges got involved, and very nice program was put up. And this is the very important comedy what we did, Vaidya Suraligalu by Dr. Sandhya. This is our incoming president, Dr. Jessie, again, who is, you can see most of the talks by her only. So she's been very active. We are sure that we'll have more participation of other members. This is Dr. Gayatri Bhatt with other activities. IMA House with Independence Day celebration. So you can see many activities by Dr. Jessie. Of course, this was one of the activities by Mox, Dr. Jessie, and Dr. Shilpa from Manitte also had many activities. So I'm not going in detail about that. That is Dr. Disha, who is giving a talk. So these were the activities. So under the leadership of Dr. Jessie, who is the incoming president, we are sure we'll be more active. Thank you, everyone.
ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಘಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ತಲುಪ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿ ವಿ ಜಿ ಅವರ ಕಗ್ಗ ನೆನಪಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಡಿ ವಿ ಜಿ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಜಡವೆಂಬುದೇನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇತನ ಸುಪ್ತಿ, ಅಡಗಿ ನಿದ್ರಿಪುದಲ್ಲಿ ಚೈತನ್ಯದಾಗ್ನಿ, ಮಿಡಿಯ ಪರಸತ್ವದ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ದೀಪ್ತಿ ಅದನಾಗ ನಡೆಯುವುದು ಜೀವವಲು ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ, ಜಡವು ಭಗವಂತನ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿದ್ರಿಸಿರುವ ಚೈತನ್ಯದಂತೆ, ಆದರೆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಎಂಬ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಬೆಳಕು ಅದನ್ನು ತಾಗಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆ ಜೀವಿಯು ಚಲಿಸುತ್ತದೆ.
Privileged to administer the oath, and there are two places where after the word I you have to mention your names respectively, where I will be giving a pause. I, having been elected as, you can mention the whatever post by to yourself. Do swear and solemnly affirm in the name of God allegiance to the Constitution of Indian Medical Association. I swear and affirm that I will faithfully perform the duties of my office that lays upon me without fear or favor, ill will or injustice. I declare and affirm that okay, to the best of my ability, promise to preserve, defend and uphold the rules and regulations of IMA, uphold the spirit behind the IMA prayer and promote the welfare of the members of the IMA. I, as a healer, affirm to stick to the principles of Hippocratic Oath on behalf of all members of IMA and to sustain the integrity and activity of the IMA. We are done now. Teacher of teachers and past president of IMA, the outgoing president Dr. Satyamurthy Aital and his team, the incoming president Dr. Venugopal and his team, the senior members who are here, and I am delighted to see a very good number of junior members, which shows that IMA is a very vibrant body, the invitees and press and other media. To be very frank, I don't deserve to be here in this meeting because this year I have developed attendance shortage and I needed to be detained because I was not attending any IMA meetings, having not been based in Mangalore from 1st of January. And the only 2 meetings that I have attended, this is the second of the 2 meetings. The first one was in March when IMA called me to felicitate me upon my elevation as Pro Vice Chancellor to Manipal. So therefore, I honestly didn't deserve to be called to the stage. Sitting there is a matter of my privilege or right, that's a different matter. But to be called on the stage, I don't deserve it. It is the generosity of the incoming team of Dr. Venugopal. See, those who are good in sports here know there is something called wild card entry in tennis. Wild card entry in tennis. If a seeded player withdraws for some reason at the last moment, an unseeded player is pushed into the pool. There are times when unseeded players have won the tournament also, but of course that's not the point. I was just making in a lighter vein that when I saw the invitation, I had decided that I will come for more than one reason. The first being that Dr. Venugopal, not many of you will know our association. It's interesting. Dr. Venugopal and myself were like strangers in a train. That is, we met accidentally each other in the year 1999 in the API, Association of Physicians of India. I was working as professor of medicine at that time, not in administration. And the following year I would take over as the president of the API. And he had joined Kshema during its first batch as assistant professor. This is only in the API, okay? So when I saw him there, I saw some great future in him, and he is highly academic. Because of the API discussions, I could make out that. So therefore, I asked him whether you will become the secretary if I become the president next year. And that's how the association happened. Our association, that is, Venugopal, when I took over as the president of API the following year, he became the secretary, which is a very unusual thing because the president and secretary in API of late are belonging to the same college or same whatever. So ours was a coalition government, which as I say, which was those days the order of the day because a lot of coalitions had happened during that era. So to cut the long story short, by the end of that API year, he joined KMC in Wenlock Hospital by the 2001 or so, and that was a lifeline because 2002 Dr. Prabhakar Rao was retiring as professor of medicine, and the dialysis unit which was started by him, Kidney Foundation, had to be continued. So that was seamlessly or uninterruptedly done by Venugopal coming, and it went on for a long time. So that is how not merely myself, but the Wenlock Hospital also benefited by his coming in, and the life goes on there. Now, while in API, the very next year, we held the South Zone API conference, saved money, and I must tell GK Bhatt that we had given 1 lakh to API in 2002. It is now 20 years. I was afraid whether you will raise that issue now, that 10 years alla 20 varsha agide, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. I am happy that you didn't raise it. And because of that, API could have its office and hold one meeting a year or something. Anyway, that's besides the point. So the next thing that happened was 2003, I was taking over as IMA president. Again, once more, that is, I asked Venugopal, and the rest, as they say, is history, that we had a very good innings, which probably some 32 meetings or something, and the same award which was won by the current outgoing secretary was won by him also for the quality and quantity of meetings. So this was the commitment. Like when I saw the invitation from Venugopal, I thought I must come for this no matter what. And 3 days back he sent me a WhatsApp message also. I said I will come. If I have to apply leave the next day and do some adjustment, I will do that also. But yet another reason is Dr. Archit Bodur. I must tell that usually, when I look at him, I remember James Bond, you know. There is one movie of James Bond called The Man with the Golden Gun. I tell him that he is a man with a golden pen, not gun, pen, because he is a person who is known for his creative writing. He has written innumerable textbooks. I think even he has lost the count of them. I certainly remember some of his books which are like international bestsellers. And when I said golden pen, it is not referring to the actual sense, but the figurative sense, in that all his books are of gold standard, and he has made a wave. So I call him the most outstanding. He's already an additional professor due to get his unit very soon, I hope, and that I think will continue to do his work with greater commitment. So these two people definitely have been the prime reasons for my coming here. But this morning only I came to know that whatever reason I have to do this work of installation also. So it has been my pleasure for this evening to be here. I only want to say a couple of things. One is that IMA is our mother body, no matter what we are. As Mahatma Gandhi said that you can have your own house, but that house should have doors and windows so that the fresh air can come in. So if I am an API, I feel that I must attend all IMA meetings, because other than in my specialty, what is happening, the newest thing I come to know in this body. And for 41 years now, I became an IMA member when late Dr. A.V. Shetty, my revered teacher, and late Dr. B.R. Kamath, the then secretary, president and secretary respectively, they inducted me as IMA member, and ever since then I have not looked back. It has been always a pleasure to be in IMA. One thing that I forgot, that I will tell, the second thing. When we were in IMA presidency, so far it was a classified secret, but I will tell that. Then that time this building had just come up. See, IMA Trust is a creation of IMA. IMA Trust is a creation of IMA. But the situation at that time was that the trust was, Jerome Pinto is here. What I am telling is known to him. Trust was like a landlord, IMA, to conduct meetings, we had to pay the rent. So that was something which, I am usually known to be a bit of a rebel, but I do the warfare on a protracted scale. So at that time, Dr. K.R. Shetty called us and said, you guys should not allow this. You should, that landlord attitude, or the veto holding members of Security Council, that was the situation. So what we did was, we had a bargain. We will not give you rent. Whatever money is left at the end of the year, that is going to come to the trust. That was the bargain. Yet another thing was, we had to democratize the functioning of the trust. That involved a lot of turbulence, but we did it. Finally, what happened was that the president and secretary of the IMA had to be inducted as ex officio trustees for that year. And plus some other one or two trustees were taken in, because my question was that what is the future of IMA Trust? Are you all hereditary trustees? What happens? Because two members passed away also over a period of time, that is Dr. B.R. Kamath and Dr. Sudhakar Shetty. So the question is, who decides who should come in? So that was the time when the trust functioning got democratized. Whatever I am telling is the whole truth. Only thing is that I had a forum to tell it, and I am telling you. And the thing is that we managed to do this during those days. So these are a couple of things that I wanted to tell you. And I wish to thank Dr. Satyamurthy Aital and his team for having a wonderful year. And I am personally grateful to them for having felicitated me. Kamath was responsible for asking me to deliver the oration in the previous IMA conference. I am thankful for that also. And I wish all the best to the incoming team, who I am very sure will live up to our expectation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Our esteemed chief guest, Professor M. Shantaram Shetty, to kindly address the gathering.
Namaskar. There won't be much time before I call good night. I will just take 10 minutes. Esteemed incoming President, Dr. Venugopal, the outgoing president who has done a great job, Dr. Satyamurthy Aital, the incoming secretary, Dr. Archit, outgoing secretary, Dr. Sadanand, the incoming treasurer, Nandakishore, outgoing treasurer who gave us a very detailed report, Dr. GK, the guest of honor, the Pro Vice Chancellor of the Maya University. I always call him one and only, and he is our own member. And when I was called as the chief guest, I said, I am a member, can't be a guest in our own IMA. Esteemed senior members, the elegance of junior members, for the first time perhaps I have been attending many IMA meetings. First time I saw the whole hall is really full. The credit really goes to the outgoing president and the team, and the incoming president and the team as well. First of all, let me congratulate Dr. Satyamurthy Aital and his great team of Dr. Sadanand and Dr. GK, not only for getting the 3 awards, in the maximum number of scientific sessions conducted by any branch, and also the rolling trophy and the best secretary award. I was the secretary of the club, the IMA in 1973. Dr. G.D. Veliath was the president then. And Dr. Venugopal, you need not worry that you became the president after 20 years. I also became the president of IMA nearly after 20 years in 1991. So IMA, I consider as our parent body. We may be members of our different associations, but IMA is the lead body with 1.38 million doctors spread over 28 states. We are the greatest power, but because of our disunity, because of our own problems, we are not able to solve our own problem. Whether it is the Consumers Act, whether it is any problem related to the medical profession, we depend on politicians. First thing I would appeal, Dr. Venugopal, is do not call any politicians for any meetings. They come late or they do not come at all. Even if they come, they talk, I would not call a bad word called rubbish. And they won't be of any avail. Show me one politician who has helped our association in any way. So we should call our own doctors, our own professionals who will give some food of thought in any meeting. So that is our primary. When I see our own colleagues, if there is a politician, even in Delhi I used to see, if a MP comes to the outpatient, even the head of the department goes and treats him. Whereas if the poorest man comes, it is the hierarchy of the house surgeon or the junior most to treat that particular patient. And this should stop. This should stop by the fact that we are a great body. There is no profession like the doctor's profession. It is a God-given gift to us. We need not be subordinates to any other people. So IMA is our body, and we should see that we stand and leave behind our footsteps in the sands of time, that here we are, doctors, we can do whatever we want to do. Coming to the IMA, my own, as a secretary, I remember it was in 1973. We used to have meetings in different, either in KMC Hall or the Wenlock Hall or some other halls, where with great difficulty we used to conduct meetings. Today, we are extremely happy that we have such a beautiful hall Thanks to all our members. It shows the unity of. I feel I have attended many IMA meetings in different parts of the country and in Karnataka. This is one of the best halls. Even it is better hall than the IMA headquarters hall, which doesn't have the elegance as we have here. So it shows our unity in Dakshina Kannada district in particular. Dr. G.K. Bhatt said we are 1,523 members, which is the largest next to the Bangalore branch. So we should be able to do a lot of. It is very commendable that Dr. Sadanand, who is, in spite of being a very busy urologist, has found time to see that the best of the scientific sessions are undertaken. So congratulations to you, Dr. Sadanand. Congratulations to you, Dr. Satyam, and congratulations to you, Dr. G.K. Bhatt. Coming to the new office bearers, Dr. Venugopal, this is your year. This is your year. Even if you want to, after 20 years of time, you want to be the president again, we won't allow you to do that. Nobody has become a president for the second year. So whatever are your dreams, whatever you want to do it this year. This is you. I know you are a very, very busy physician. We lost you in Kshema. I did not know Dr. Prabhu will take him away. I didn't know at the API meeting he met. He must have said, "You come to KMC also. I will see that you are in KMC. Plus you be my secretary." So anyway. What was the loss to Kshema was again to KMC. But I know Venugopal is one of best physicians in our town, not only in town, in our state, and I'm sure he will lead us in the year 2022-23 into great heights. And on behalf of all the members here, we assure you, Dr. Venugopal, we will do whatever we can for the development not only of the IMA branch, for the scientific field as well. Coming to Secretary Dr. Achit Bolur, I know you are a writer, you are a philosopher, you are a teacher, but I didn't know you are a James Bond. He called you a James Bond. But remember, secretary's job is the most difficult job in any association. Whatever credit today, because of Sadanand, they would have got all the prizes, all the awards. But all the credit goes to Satyamurthy Aita. Who was the president that particular year? It is Satyamurthy Aita. So tomorrow if you win another award or whatever applauds, the credit goes to your president, Dr. Venugopal, but don't worry about it. The secretary's job is the best job. All right, the blame is not on the president, but it is on the secretary. Take all the blames you can, but you are being trained. You are being trained to have satisfaction, and you will gain lot of experience as the secretary of this great association. Coming to treasurer, as smartly as best you are, not like DK, but gave us. I was surprised we have only 63,000 in the bank. apart from the deposit. People like leading in the front seat, like those people, they would tap them. You should see that by the end of the year, treasurer, money is honey, and old man's jokes are always funny, rich man's jokes are always funny in this world. Tap, and by the end of the year, you must promise her from 36 lakhs, which you mentioned, it should at least be 50 lakhs deposit. So it is because money is the strength of any association. If there is no money, we cannot. Why should we beg and borrow money for anything? Even the repair of it is advisable to get money from our own members. But if we have money, we are always strong. So treasurers is a very important part to play in our association. Finally, gentlemen, we are passing through our profession as such is passing through one of the most difficult periods in the history of our country. There is a talk about mixopathy. There is a talk about mixing Ayurveda with homeopathy, with whatever pathy they want to. But we as a body should see that we oppose this particular problem. What is the value in that Ayurvedic person being allowed to operate? There is, IMA has to do the job. Every one of our members should stand up and say, this cannot be done. It is not because of us, it is because of the general public who are there, who will suffer tomorrow. So it is time that IMA stands up and says, no mixopathy or anypathy, it is only allopathy which stands, because there is evidence-based medicine which has to come through. I am not against Ayurveda, I am not against homeopathy, I am not against Unani. Let them show, Ayurveda is a great science. Unfortunately, it remained from father to son, or from father-in-law to son-in-law, or from guru to shishya. That was the tragedy of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a great science, but tomorrow if it develops as a science it will help the patient. And we should say that, bow our head and say, well, take the Ayurvedic treatment if that is the treatment for cancer, or any other treatment if it is proven. That should be the fight of our association. The other biggest problem is in medical education. The medical education, we were surprised to see in Madhya Pradesh, they printed books in Hindi. In medical books in Hindi. And one of the main, when the WhatsApp came, Robertson's book was Robertson ka beta, Robert ka beta. That is the translation. That is the translation which is it. And Suhas Major muscle is mentioned as Suhas Major Mausakanda. This is ridiculous. And we as a body of nearly 1.38 million doctors should fight for our rights and see that this cannot be done. We should tell them in the international arena, our youngsters will not. I have finished my good life because my country, my institution, everything gave me whatever I wanted to. But whatever the younger generation who are there, or the children who are going to they enter the medical school, they will not have any international the international feeling at all. If they go to United States or UK or anywhere for an international meeting, will they speak in Hindi? All right, Japanese have done it, Germans have done it, but Germans have come back that one language for any scientific development to take place, and that is English. I am not against Hindi or Kannada or any other language. It is our language. As Mandela rightly said, if you teach in English, it goes to the head, but if you teach in the mother language, it goes to the heart. But heart is different from head. What is important in science is heart is different from head. So what is to be taught goes to the brain and it is useful to the patient. So with this little thought of mine, I once again thank Dr. Venugopal for giving me this opportunity to be here. And I am one amongst you, and I should not have been called as a chief guest, and I am really beholden that you have given me this opportunity to share with you my thoughts. May God bless you all, and let us march forward very firm in our faith, sustained in our confidence in the will of God and promise of men and women like you to lead our medical fraternity to greater heights tomorrow. Thank you very much again.
Dr. Venugopal sir, President, to give his presidential acceptance speech.
Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. At the outset, I would like to thank each and one member, all members of IMA who have chosen me as the President of IMA Mangaluru branch for 22-23. The great responsibility, confidence and faith bestowed on me by you members. I'll take few minutes to say a few words about Professor Shantaram Shetty, sir. It was long ago in 1980, I have accompanied my father for a treatment to Dr. Shantaram Shetty, sir. He was practicing near Rupa Hotel, down there in an old tile house, along with Professor late Amarnath Hegde. I still remember the face, that same charismatic face which you have, sir. Even now you are having the same. Not tired seeing patients. Those days itself you used to see more than 150, 200 patients probably. So it was, I stand before you, come from a rural village called Kanyana, son of a farmer, studied in a government school, then went to Alike for my PUC, got a merit seat in a private medical college, worked hard, then joined DNB medicine. 99, decided after passing DNB, decided to come back to native place. I was just passing from Mangalore to my native town in a motorbike. Then I saw a medical college, KS Hegde Medical College. I thought, why can't I apply here? So, parked my bike and went straight to the dean's office. That is when I second time met Professor Shantaram Shetty sir. And he was so magnanimous. The moment he saw my CV, he said, you can come and join as a lecturer. So you join in month's time. I went back to Chennai where I have did DNB. Then I wrote a letter to the superintendent. I will take 3 months because here they don't leave me 3 months time. And exactly in August 1999, I joined KS Hegde Medical College as a lecturer. And I served for 2.5 years as a lecturer. We had diabetic meetings, CMEs we have conducted. Sir has supported so much for the, it was a big meeting, diabetes CME. For personal reasons, I have to move to Mangalore KMC. That is where my contact with the Dr. Venkatrai Prabhu, sir, that was in AP as he mentioned. So it is first Dr. Shantaram Shetty who gave a place for me to work, and I am very grateful to you, sir. And the second person is Dr. Venkatrai Prabhu, who has introduced me to the API crowd and then to the IME. A person who doesn't know anything about this region, I have never studied in any of these schools, and it is he who has introduced me to this crowd. I was a secretary, and then I joined KMC, and it's currently Professor of Medicine in KMC. I must congratulate the members who are got elected to the Karnataka state branch, all those who have elected to the branch. And also I would like to congratulate Dr. Annaya Kulal, dynamic person who has received the prestigious Devaraj Arasu award for the year. And I always see him as Banabhatta is a great poet, almost equivalent to Kalidasa. There is a Sanskrit verse, it says, Guru Upadeshat Adhyaitum Shastram Jadadi Yopyalam Kavyam tu Jayate Jano Kasyachit Pratibhavitaha. To become a Kavi, it is not easy. To study a Shastra, if you have a Upadesha from a Guru, you can learn how hard it is maybe, but by studying. But to become a Kavi, it is so difficult, 1 in 1,000 you get. So we have a Kannada Banabhatta, we can say, Annaya Kulal, who is actively involved in Vaidyara Barahagara Sangha, and he has brought out the book. I am very grateful to all the senior faculty members, senior IMA members who are present here. I see Dr. I.G. Bhatt sir, senior most sir, who has come here, who is the chairman of Balmata Scan Center. Dr. Jeevaraj Sorake sir, who is a chairman of SES Hospital. Dr. Ganesh, Mangalore Nursing Home Director, Dr. Smita, Dr. Ganesh, HOD of Medicine, Dr. Damur Shanai, Dr. Chakrapani, Dr. C.C. Pius, and all my medicine department senior residents, government doctors, Dr. Sudhakar, and other Dr. Sharath, who is a blood bank in charge, and Dr. Pinto sir, who is the senior most member of IMA, and so many intensivist Dr. Aditya Bharadwaj, Swaran, Dr. Sujit Swarna, and there are so many people who have come. Dr. Harish Rao is my own colleague in KMC, who is a vice president of IMA. So I am very grateful to all of you for participating in this installation ceremony. Patient is at crossroads. There is a mixopathy. People are prescribing allopathic medicine from Ayurveda. Patients are practicing in whatever they studied. If they prescribe their medicines, it is good as whatever they have learned. Ayurveda, we are not averse to Ayurveda therapy, but Ayurvedic people writing allopathic medicine is wrong. And similarly, allopathic medicine doctors prescribing Ayurveda, it's vice versa. So that sanctity should be maintained. There is a disturbing trend among the public, as the doctors and the patients, that sanctity is not there. Gone are the days when doctors used to be not only doctors, probably when Dr. Shantaram Shetty sir has started the practice, the doctors used to be guide, philosopher and friend. Today what we see is the doctors look as though they are making money. There are few sections of the society who would like to create trouble, and especially when the patient is critically ill. So the mortality in critically ill patient is 80%. If there are intensivists who are there, there's Aditya Bharadwaj is there, they know 80%. So all we can do is we can provide the best treatment, but we cannot assure anything. The medicine is not arithmetic. 4 plus 4 is not 8. But with the explosion of knowledge, with the Google, the patient's expectations are much higher, and as doctors, we are not able to convince them probably. So my sincere suggestion for the younger generation of doctors, we should develop the skill of communicating well with the patients and their relatives. That is the most important thing. You need to have a good communication. There should not be any communication gap. So that the days have gone where whatever the doctor says they follow. No. Today the patient is in your office, only at that time is your patient. The moment he goes out of the clinic, he may be a patient of anybody. So the most important is the communication, and you have to be empathetic to the patient's condition. That's very important. There's always a saying, I remember Dr. Venkatrai Prabhu will definitely like these verses of Sanskrit, that Jarjari bhute sharire vyadigraste kaliyavare Aushadam Jannavi Toyam Vaidyo Narayano Hari. So this has been misinterpreted. I am sure that this Vaidya is not the Vaidya is not the God. Vaidya is the Narayana is the Vaidya. He is the God. So, but there are still patients who consider us as a God. So the actual meaning of the Sanskrit verse is that at the time of death, the Ganga Jala is the Aushadam, and it is the Narayana who is the God. Narayana is the God. But corollary to this verses is, it continues further. Vaidyaraj namastubhyam yamadharmasya sahodaraha yamato harati pranan tvam tu pranani dananicha. I will not interpret this. I leave to the crowd here what exactly it is. So the days have come, we need to be very careful, and we have to document all, we have to protect ourselves when there is a violence. I urge all of you that we need to develop a self-defense. The first we have to save our life first, then you save the patient's life. It has come to that stage that we have to save ourselves. Recently, 2 days ago, there was an event which happened in Kumbla, a dentist in Badiadka, which most of you will be knowing about it. So these things are happening. There are Archana who is in Rajasthan who committed suicide. So as sir said, I fully echo with your views, sir. I have told sir also, we will not be calling any politicians for this meeting. So we are going to have our own senior members, they will be the guests. And also I will add that bureaucrats also, sir. Bureaucrats also will not. It is only they take advantage of our whatever the services we have. they will call. The politicians will certainly call you and say that, okay, this patient you give a concession, if you know the politicians. So it is, but however, we have to be united. We have to bury all our differences. We may have a different ideology. Our country is in unity, in diversity. So we need to be united. Only united you will flourish, and if you are not united, so the number is important. Friends, it is a number which plays. In democracy, it is a number which plays. Whether majority, they will rule, minority. So we need to have numbers. If at all we have to have a protest, it is only the number which matters. The government machinery will work only when there is enough numbers. So we need to be united, as Sir said, we have to be united when it comes to attack on our profession. We need to have a unitedly, we have to fight and face it. Then only we can succeed, otherwise not. Thank you very much for this. Once again, I thank all of you, and especially I am very grateful to Professor Shantaram Shetty sir and Professor Venkatrai Prabhu sir for accepting my invitations and giving your advices for us. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, long live IMA.
Thank you, sir.
There is a small announcement by Dr. Nandakishore B.
I will not take much of time since most of the members are around. We have this year, we have Mangalore IMA has got the opportunity to host the prestigious Dr. Somanna Memorial Badminton Tournament. I think the last time when IMA Mangalore got the chance was when Dr. Mohandas Bandari was the president and Annaya sir was the secretary. So it has been more than 15 years. So this time we have got the chance to hold this event. Maybe we will be holding it in the month of August 2023. So I request all the members to make a note of this, and so that we can make this event a grand success. This is a state level tournament which will be conducted for all the members of IMA as well as their family members. So including your spouse and as well as the children can participate in this event. And various age categories are also there, so that you can choose whichever age category you belong and you can play in that category. So I take this opportunity to make that announcement. Thank you.
Having come to the conclusion of today's program, on behalf of IMA Mangalore, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one present here who graced this event and made it successful. We would like to humbly call upon Secretary IMA Mangaluru 2022-23, Dr. Archit Bodur sir, to address the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Faizan and Prajwal. I think before I begin the formal vote of thanks, there are some of our members who have achieved great laurels. First of all, Dr. Manjunath Chennai sir, who has become the president of the Dermatology Association of India. Today he is attending the conference in Kerala, so he will be with us in the next meeting. Dr. Habib Rahman sir, one of the most senior IMA members, was honored on the Rajyotsava day. He could not come here. And during the IMA KSB conference this time, one of our very senior members, Dr. Devadiga, also was honored. So these are the three important achievements that our senior members have had. And as far as the IMA Medicon which happened, we had 3 awards which came. So I would request the Chief Guest and Guest of Honor to felicitate Dr. Aital and Dr. Sadanand Pujari for having got this awards. So we had the Best Secretary Award which went to Dr. Sadanand Pujari. I think we have had very few times in the past that this has come. So I request Venkatrai Prabhu sir to please. I think Dr. K.R. Kamath sir was the last recipient prior to this. And also to Dr. Aital for the IMA Mangalore conducting the maximum number of scientific sessions that we have.
But he has proved better than not in all.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you, sir. So, IMA Medicon 2020, we just finished it, and we had a great success there, and many of us were part of the various committees given to quite a lot of persons, but I think by oversight a few credits were missing, so I would just do those. So I would thank Dr. Chakrapani sir for having been the head of the scientific committee of Medicon 2022. This is the first ever time we included postgraduates presentations in IMA conference, and we had a record 160 plus presentations. It was little heartening to note that from IMA Mangalore the participation of the members was less, but from Mangalore we had 102 postgraduate presentations that we had. Possibly it's a record of sort, and our postgraduates won almost 40 awards. I would also like to thank Dr. Animesh, Dr. Venugopal, Dr. Sadanand Pujari, Dr. Damodar Shanai, Dr. Ismail, Dr. Kiran Baliga, Dr. Anand Bangera, Dr. Amrita Bandari, and Dr. Prakash Harishchandra. These were the judges for our paper and poster competitions there. We had able guidance from Dr. K.R. Kamath sir, from Dr. G.K. Bhatt sir, and the rest of them. Coming to today's function, it's possibly the first time I am giving a vote of thanks, so I think the thanking part has been done by sir already, but it's very heartening to see that I have my friends, my students, and above all my teachers here, so who have come in a large number, and I'm thankful to each one of you. I'm not going to mention any names, please forgive me for that. I'm just not mentioning names just in case I forget somebody. So I'm thankful to all of you who have come in large number here and joined us on our installation. I pray and hope that I will continue to have this support from all of you right throughout our tenure and right through IMA's future programs. I would like to thank the media persons, that's Mujib and team for the sound, Ramesh for the photography, the various media houses that are there, the Impress, the Namakudla, Abbakka TV and Samashti. I would like to thank SRL, Dr. Chandra Acharya sir for having sponsored today's meet. I would also like to thank Kamath Caterers who will be maintaining the catering here. I would like to thank our support staff who are here, Sushant, Arjun, William and Divya, who have been working with us right throughout. And without their help, we wouldn't have been able to do this function that well. Special thanks to Dr. Prajwal and Dr. Faizan, who are our Faculty of Medicine Department, KMC Mangalore, for having done a wonderful job as MCs. So before I wind, I think my heartfelt gratitude and maybe some sort of a Sashtanga Namaskara to the two persons who are sitting right in the center of the dais. The doyen of orthopedics possibly in entire India, Dr. Shantaram Shetty sir, and I think Dr. M. Venkatrai Prabhu sir, who's been a mentor for all of us in KMC. Without you two fellows and your support, this function wouldn't have been possible. Before I wind, let me thank the past office bearers. We have inherited a very, very strong possibly an IMA which has achieved so much. It's achieved so much in the last year. So our hope and our efforts will be to continue this and take it forward. Thank you one and all, and thank you all. I request all of you to please stand up for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता।